Hey puzzle publishers, how are you? I hope you're enjoying version 2.0 of Simply Maze Crazy. And what I want to do tonight is do a quick training on the magic of templates in the new Simply Maze Crazy. Just so you're enjoying the full benefit of the features involved, and we can kind of talk tonight about how the program, what it actually does with the templates. So let's go ahead and jump right into this and get started. Let me see here real quick. Let me double check my audio. Hold on, just want to do a quick audio check. So, hold on, just want to do a quick perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get going. What I want to do is, let's go ahead and access the software. Let me get a screen transitioned over. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to go into the new version. I am flying solo tonight, so all right, so when you first load up the program itself, you know, your maze loads up into a square. So let's go ahead, and I want to talk about if you want to do a shape. Now, shapes, when we do shapes, we actually look for an object of some sort to actually draw around the object. So let me show you. I've got some demo stuff that I'm going to take you through. Okay. You might have seen, if you're Facebook friends with me, or I posted, I don't know if I posted this in the group. One was a pumpkin. And if you wanted, say for example, you wanted to do a maze inside of a pumpkin. So what I did was I went out and I Googled for coloring pumpkins, and I found this one here. Now, realize that even though it's a PNG, we need some form of transparency. So like, we don't know that there's a pumpkin here unless there's a transparency in the background of the pumpkin. So let me show you this. So if I was to load that one in particular, the one I got that I downloaded online, let me zoom it down a little bit. If I go to render a maze, it does not know where the pumpkin shape is because there's no transparency around the pumpkin itself. Okay, so for me to actually determine a shape, I need some sort of transparency. So I have a transparent background, and then what I have is an object on the transparent background. So let me take a look at this. So what I did was I took this pumpkin and I went out to remove background, and it is let me post this. I don't know if this will go into the chat or not. Oh, darn it. Let me see if this will go into the chat if I do this. I don't know if it will or not. Let's see if it shows up here. No, probably not. I'll post it after. It's remove.bg. So what you can do is you can drop said pumpkin. And what remove.bg will do is it'll remove the background from the object. Now, there's two things going on here, okay? In this case, it removed the background of the pumpkin completely, like the insides of the pumpkin. That is not necessary. That is completely up to you if you want to do that. What I'm after is I'm after the area around the pumpkin itself to be removed. Okay, and then I can download it, remove.bg. It does a 500 by 500 image, or you can pay to have a 15 by 100 by 1500 high-res image if you so desire. I think I just used the 500 by 500 and zoomed it up. So what that'll yield is, let's see if this will bring it up, is this guy here. Okay, and what it is it has the background removed. And now if I bring it into Simply Maze Crazy, let's tell it start over, and I'm going to load the next pumpkin in. And I'm going to zoom this pumpkin up. I believe this is the one I did. And I'm going to render the maze. And you're like, where is this maze, Rob? Remember to utilize your graphics over here. The reason why you're not seeing a maze and you're seeing this kind of blockiness is because the wall image is no graphic, okay? It's transparent. The path image is a solid white graphic, which is why you're seeing this kind of weird pattern on here. So simply change these to something like that. Okay, in this case, I'm making the path image black. I'm making the wall image transparent. I can change these out. I can make the walls black, the path transparent, the path white. You've got lots of different options how you want to handle this. Okay, in this case, I'm going to do it like this. I'm actually going to make the path black and the walls transparent. But the walls being transparent will be white because the back of the template is just that color. So for right now. Now, this puts you inside of the pumpkin. Okay? But the thing about this is the power of these templates is we try to go around the object. So what you might say to me is, you might say, well, Rob, what I really want is I want to be able to maybe leave the stem, okay, and not do a maze on the stem, or leave part of the object out. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So in this case, let's see, is it 2? I've made an exaggerated cut in the pumpkin. So what you're going to want to do is make some sort of cut or slice in your object for where you want us to go around. So think about it this way. If I was trying to walk around the pumpkin, okay, to determine the biggest area to put a maze in. So what I would do is I would walk around the pumpkin, and then I'd come here to this opening and I'd walk inside the opening. And then I'd walk around and then I'd come back out and come over here. Now, what this allows me to do is leave this area here without a maze, or actually render the maze inside this shaped area. Now this is an over-exaggeration, and I'll show you what I mean in some of the next upcoming pictures. So what I want to do is I want to use pumpkin 2, and let me start over. I'm going to load pumpkin 2, okay, which is this cool cut pumpkin. I'm going to bring it up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to render the maze inside. Now, do you see what it did? It wanted to render inside because this area, it's actually going around the shape. And if you turn on this, so say for example I turn on the walls and make the path transparent, do you see what it's doing? It's actually coming in and it's rendering an outline. That's what this draw outline thing is we try to draw an outline around the image. Now if I turn this off, you won't see it. So watch. See how it shuts that off? Now in this case, the path is transparent, the wall is white, or the wall is black. I can make the path white, the wall image black, and still try to maintain the object of the pumpkin. But what I'm really trying to show you is this line that we're trying to draw around. So let's go back to our pumpkin problem. So what I really want to do is, I want to be able to take the pumpkin. Do I have an arrow here? I do. This is pumpkin number 2. Now what I really want to do is, I really not want to render a maze in the stem. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take pumpkin 3, okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into the stem here just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to make this open right here. This is a trick you can do to stop the maze rendering engine from rendering inside of the stem part of the pumpkin. Watch what happens. So this is pumpkin cut 3. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to load pumpkin cut 3. I'm going to zoom it up. Okay. Now I'm going to render the maze. Hold on. Look what's going on here. I'm actually able to render inside of the pumpkin itself without breaking into the stem piece. Increase complexity. Render the maze. Look how nice these are starting to come out. Can do it more. And now I got this beautifully rendered maze inside of the pumpkin. You can also do, remember you can also do different ways if you want a more digitized pumpkin. Okay, you can go this way, or there's lots of different options. But what I wanted to basically show you is, if you look at it from this method here, we still render this weird sort of outline around the pumpkin, but we actually come in here and render an outline inside of here. Okay, and what it does is, there was a line here. Let me turn off the maze. See, it wants to come in, walk around, boop, 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 and come back out. So there's actually nothing that's renderable in here, and it makes a line in here. So it basically seals the pumpkin into a nice solid little shape template that you can use. There's also this other one that I did. So let me turn, let's see, what was it? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, what I did? Oh, I turned maze off. So, and there's your maze, and you can drag your things over and do all that. The last one I want to show you is pumpkin cut 3. No, maybe it's not pumpkin. Is it pumpkin cut 3? Pumpkin cut 2. No, it's called pumpkin cut. So let me load pumpkin cut. This is another one I did to kind of show you the difference. So if you wanted to open a big area, not very exciting, but it still allows you to do different things. And remember, you can always render the maze, so inside of here. And then when you remove this, this, you could actually download it without the template. So you could actually put this inside of a pumpkin, okay? And maybe you had a face here and you wanted to leave this open, or however you wanted to do it. Don't forget, you could also edit. I did have somebody ask me about editing today. Now, remember when you edit, there's the right click is to draw, and you're drawing walls. The left click draws walls, right click draws path. Left walls, right path. So if you have transparent selected, you're actually drawing transparent. So watch. I'm going to click it on. My walls are transparent. See me drawing? But those are actually walls. And you can say, well, Rob, how do I know those are walls? Reach over here and click on this brick. See the brick? The brick is a wall. Make the path white. Now maybe you can see that I'm drawing walls. And then the other way, with my right mouse button, I'm doing paths. So you can consider it erase, but we can just call it, if you'd prefer, we can call left mouse button walls, right mouse button path. So let's do something else I wanted to show you. Let's go back to our pumpkin template funness. I think pumpkin 2 was the fun one. We turn the template back on. No, not 2. Pumpkin 3. Let's clear this nonsense out of the way. Let's zoom up. I just want you to realize that you can do this too. So we'll do path transparent, render pumpkin. Okay. Remember, you can always take and switch it to edit mode. Hold on, let me remove the kitty who decided to come help. You can switch to edit mode. Oh, I guess I should show you this too. Remember that when you're editing, you can kill your path. So say, for example, I was trying to solve from here to here. So in this case, oops, hold on. Let me put that back into place. If you're moving this is a good point. If you're moving the template with your mouse keys, make sure, and you really wanted to edit, you probably didn't check this little edit checkbox over here. Make sure it's checked. If you touch the flags, it will turn this edit off, okay? Because we had to choose between one or the other. So in this case, I'm not going to touch the flags, but I am going to make sure I'm editing. So make sure you have this little checkbox checked. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe I want to draw some eyes. Then I want to come over here and I want to draw. Notice my solution set has gone away. Remember, and that's what I told you, is we probably blocked the solution off. Let me open these eyes up a little bit more. Open your eyes and see, people. Isn't that fun? No, not there. I don't want there. How about here? And then I'm going to make this one nice and big. I'm going to draw an eyeball in here. Maybe I'm going to give them a nice triangle pumpkin nose to the best of my ability. Okay. And then maybe I'll draw him a little pumpkin mouth here by just erasing a certain group of stuff. And I'm going to erase here. Nice mouth. And then what I can do is just draw him some pumpkin teeth. And he's a growling pumpkin. Kind of silly. Okay, maybe I'll give him a little thing for his nose. And there we go. Now, we do not have a solution for this maze because we blocked it off. So we would need to open a solution up. In this case, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to kick this open. I'm going to open that. So you got to open if you block the solution set, you're going to need to open it back up. And then I could just turn that off if I wanted to. And there you go. So you got a cool Halloween pumpkin with a little face on him contained in a template. And then I showed you how to edit. The trick is in the templates is realize that we deal with an outline shape. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. Don't be scared to click these wall and path images to see how it affects your drawing. Okay? Depending on if you want the path to be black or white or clear or a pattern. Yes, you could do that too. Looks like it made a couple little extra blocks up here that I think I want to get rid of. That's because I'm rendering the path like that as opposed to that. It's fighting me on the solution there. If you want, just drag these out of the way if it's giving you a hassle. But there you go, and that's how you can do that. Or you can render it like that. Don't be scared to try these different options and actually gotta move the kitty again. Don't be scared to try these different options and see what they're capable of doing. Okay? Oh, thanks, Gary. All right. Really looking forward to seeing what else you guys are doing in the group. Please go ahead and post your results, and would love to see them. Let me do my final transition over. So, and I hope that gives you a little insight until we get the training videos up. Remember, there's a lot of power in your templates. Okay, and how you handle them and what you do with them. If you see I posted different things, you can use color templates. You can let the path bleed through. You can let the walls bleed through. Don't be scared to use different graphic images to get your point across. In fact, you can do, I'm going to start over here. You know, don't be scared to do this, to really start your things going. You can bring this up or down, and then you can drag it over to adjust it. Render the maze, draw the outlines, white path, clear, re-render the maze. But try different options, okay? Don't be scared to experiment with it, and I'm sure your mazes are going to be wonderful. Can't wait to see what you're doing. Oh, let me do this last. I transitioned over a little too soon for you, so you could see what I was doing. Don't be scared to try different options out, is what I was showing. So, you know, don't be scared to apply graphics, render it, drop in, render mazes, and just keep this in mind, what these graphic symbols mean. You know, transparent, white background, black, you know, white back. You can load your own graphics images in. Don't be scared to use these things. They're going to give you the most flexibility combined with the templates to make your mazes very unique for all of your publishing projects. Okay? Let me do one last transition. So have yourself a good night, and I hope you enjoyed this. Take care.